All right, here we go. This is an overview of reliability. Covered in this video briefly is inter-rater reliability, intra-rater reliability, test administrator reliability, and some statistics used to assess reliability. To start us off, reliability broadly refers to the consistency or precision of measurements. Reliability entails several different types, including test-retest, internal consistency, and then of concern to this video, inter-rater, intra-rater, and then test administrator reliability. Inter-rater reliability is defined as the extent to which there is consistency across raters or researchers in assigning scores for the same observations. You could also refer to this as the level of consensus amongst raters or researchers. Using an example from my particular area of interest, I'm going to be talking about in this video the Kinsey scale. The Kinsey scale, according to the original Kinsey reports, which were published in 1948 and 1953, is used to assess sexual orientation quantitatively. Now, it's not like the best of measures, of course, but it does exist as one of the more valid and reliable quantitative measures of sexual orientation. So the Kinsey scale, as it was originally intended, takes participants' histories according to a series of questions administered by a researcher or a team of researchers, and then in consideration of participants' responses, researchers assign a Kinsey rating from 0 to 6, 0 indicating a participant as being exclusively heterosexual, and 6 indicating a participant as being exclusively homosexual. And so for inter-rater reliability, as an example, if you had 4 researchers working together to rate an individual according to the Kinsey scale, you would note how consistently Kinsey ratings from researcher 1, 2, 3, and 4 relate to one another. Intra-rater reliability has to do with the consistency of an individual rater or researcher in assigning scores for the same observation across multiple time points of data collection. For example, if instead of 4 researchers in the previous example, you had 1 researcher, you would note how consistently this one researcher's Kinsey ratings for an individual relate to one another across multiple time points. Those time points could be throughout the day, week, month, year, whatever you determine multiple time points of data collection to be. Test administrator reliability has to do with the consistency of a rater or researcher in administering a test or measure across multiple points of data collection. For example, using the Kinsey scale again, the researcher might administer the scale to a participant, wait for a proposed period of time, let's say a week, and then administer the Kinsey scale again to the same participant. The participant scores across time points are assessed, and if the participant scores are correlated or related to one another, then there is evidence of test administrator reliability. Some statistics used to assess reliability involve correlation, which looks at the relationship between variables, for example, the relationship between researchers' Kinsey ratings. Interclass correlation is also something more commonly used with reliability, and that measures the extent to which scores are clustered together and observes how strongly scores in the same cluster resemble one another. For example, you could use ICC to assess multiple researchers' Kinsey ratings of a single participant and look at the extent to which those multiple ratings are clustered together. Both of these statistics use the correlation coefficient. This statistic, the correlation coefficient, ranges from -1 to 1 and indicates 2 aspects: strength and direction. Strength is measured by how close a variable is to positive or negative 1 and 0. If a variable or coefficient rather is closer to negative 1 or 1, that indicates a strong relationship. If it's closer to 0, that indicates a weaker relationship. And then direction is indicated by the positive or negative nature of the coefficient. So if something is positive, that indicates that as one variable increases, the other increases. And then a negative coefficient indicates that as one variable increases, another decreases. Something important to note with correlation and correlation coefficients is that the direction of the coefficient will be influenced by the manner in which the variable is scored. Thank you for watching. Feel free to let me know if I missed anything, and I'll see you in class.